Happy New Year, everyone. I'm Jay.
I'm Colin.
And this is Star Wars Conversations. So, how you doing, Colin?
I'm awesome, dude. Yeah, not too bad.
It's
a new year.
Yeah.
It's a new Star Wars film on the horizon.
Not too far away.
A new season of Rebels on the other half of the season on the horizon. Lots of new Star Wars comics on the horizon.
It's the final half of Rebels. It means that we're done with it.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
No. Oh, I can hear you now. Sorry.
Oh. Yeah, the final. It's the final half of Rebels.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
So it means that we're done with it after this.
Yeah, but there's comics, there's books, all on the horizon. So it's an exciting time for Star Wars fans.
Yeah. So
I've actually got 2 books pre-ordered at the moment on Audible.
Which ones?
The Last Jedi novelization and the second Thrawn novel.
Ah, yes. Yeah, the second
both,
Thrawn novel.
Both available for pre-order on Audible.
This is Audible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you're saying, we've got another Star Wars movie, and it's only 5 months away.
I know. And there's no trailer, and it's going to be reshot.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
So something new for us to moan about as well. Brilliant.
Maybe. Okay, well, shall we get started?
Let's get round the rim.
Okay, so we're going to start with a little bit of John Williams information.
Oh, and, yes.
John Williams.
I actually read some news this week, Jay, so some of your things won't actually surprise me today.
Ah, well, this might be one of them then. So John Williams said he wants to score episode 9, and he's already spoken to JJ about this. So
that is such a shock.
That is, but it's also good because a lot of people are expecting him to stop soon. And
yeah, but he wouldn't let that go. If he knew it was on the horizon, that's no story, really.
I thought he's got to finish the trilogy, right? Yeah. But we should get to hear a bit of his work before that, because he's also done the main theme for the Han Solo standalone movie.
Yeah,
as well.
I heard that. But is he not scoring the whole film?
He's not doing the whole. No, he's not doing the whole movie, but he's just doing the main theme.
Isn't it going to be like just a riff on previous?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it could be. It'll probably be.
I guess most of
Han Solo's theme and put that in there, right?
Well, his theme in the original films are more linked to Leia anyway, aren't they? He hasn't really got his own. Has he got his own theme?
So maybe he'll just take half of that theme and just have blanks on the other half.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what theme you really associate just with Han, but really it's only the bit that was played in Last Jedi when Chewie and Rey are flying the Falcon. Really, that's the only bit of musical cue from the films that I really associate with Han on his own. It's not to do with Leia.
You can't really think of anything in particular, right?
Oh, interesting.
But still, I mean, it's good that we're going to get to have John Williams for that part at least.
Yeah.
And then obviously for episode 9, because it would be really weird, wouldn't it, if they did all of them and then got to number 9 and it's like that's someone else now.
Well, I mean, the only thing was,
it's going to happen eventually.
Well, at the end of the day, he's getting on, isn't he? So, but I assume he wants to see this trilogy out as a minimum, and that would be it. I would have thought. I mean, I can't see even if he was around when a future saga was being done, he wouldn't be involved. To be honest, I think that'd probably be it. Put a line under that.
But it's exciting as well because we get some great new John Williams music. Sorry.
Yeah.
Which I always look forward to.
Yeah, good.
So, and as you were just saying a minute ago, 5 months till it's released, and reports are coming out about reshoots taking place for the Han Solo movie. This has sent some people into panic, thinking the movie's in trouble. But come on, let's be honest, these are pick-up shots, right? And
that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
every movie has this, and
it's just that it's running late. Yeah.
Well, yeah, apparently so. But I mean, they did have to reshoot most of the movie.
Everything.
And at the same time, when they do all the reshoots and that, they arrange a schedule with the actors, right? So they will have pre-arranged to do this because those actors are going to go and do other movies. So they're not just sitting around waiting. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. They're not sitting around waiting to get a chance.
It sounds
to
like
do
Adrian
reshoots.
Edric might be waiting, doesn't it? Everyone's saying that what a crap actor he is.
Well, I don't know. I mean, supposedly, I haven't seen him in other things, but supposedly he's very good in everything he's been in. There were those reports about him needing as a coach to do with reading his lines, wasn't it?
Well, he needed someone to help him read his lines.
Yeah. So I don't think it was necessarily.
The only thing I've seen him in is the thing with the witches. I can't remember what it was. Some kind of like thing when he lived. He was like a weirdo in a weird stripy vest.
Okay, what was that? What one's that?
I don't know what it was called. Some kind of like it was like a magical. Like he lived in a weird. He fancied this girl who's part of a weird sort of magical family, and it was a bit of a hillbilly in it or something. I don't know.
Okay. Was he good in that?
Yeah, it was a weird film.
See, what I hear from most people is that even if the movie he's in is not good, he's always been quite stand out. Now, I'm only saying that I've heard because, as I say, I haven't really seen him in anything. Like I've seen movies advertised that he's been in, but I've never watched them.
He came across as a bit slow in it, but I think that was the character.
Oh right, or maybe he's like that, and that's why.
And that's why he can't read his lines.
Yeah. But, yeah, I'm not really worried about doing any pickup shots or anything like that. You know, they'd have filmed whatever they did, they'd have started editing it all together, and then they'll have gone, oh, we need some shots. Like I said, it could even be stuff that barely has any of the actors in it. You know, we just need a scene that looks like this, or you know, and it'll just be that stuff. So, but it has really gone all over the internet. People are like, oh, the movie's in trouble, and it's just like, come on, man, like that was ages ago. And then they got a new director in, and he's reshot most of the movie. That's the time that it was.
Well, I saw I've seen like a couple of YouTube video titles, being like saying like, "Oh, Han Solo filmed dead," and things like that. It's like, well, that is, and I saw, Daniel Hackett, our favourite listener, again was also one of the people putting up something that was a bit worried. Don't worry, Danny. Don't worry. It'll be all right.
But yeah, I've seen a few of those videos kicking around, and I mean, dead's a bit of an extreme. I think this movie probably does have quite a lot of pressure on it, just because The Last Jedi divided people a little bit. One
of the stories was that Disney, it's been leaked that some Disney people are expecting it to be a bomb and that kind of thing. But again, I think that's just like the old bombs.
Yeah, these things always conveniently get leaked just around this time, right? So I'm not too worried about that. Anyway,
again, we got no expectations for the film anyway, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Even if it's good, that's a win.
You know what? That picture that came out, the artwork, I thought that looked quite cool. And
what do you think of a speed racer version of the Millennium Falcon? I take it you've seen all the
well,
pictures.
actually, I'm going to talk about that in a second.
Are you?
With there's some toy leaks and that. So we'll talk about that. I just wanted to hit on one other thing, which was that Ewan McGregor was seen at the Golden Globes, and he was sporting a beard, right? So people started getting excited. Oh, is he getting ready to play Obi Wan? And there was also an Instagram photo of him training. You saw that one?
I saw that one.
Yeah. And obviously had a beard there as well. However, he says there's been no official talks as of yet with him, but he would be up for doing it, which he's said all along anyway. And it could be that they have talked about it, but there's just nothing official put down on paper yet. But
I'm more excited about that than Han.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that they probably will.
I think it depends how well this Han Solo goes down, to be honest. I think that's why they're being cagey about not talking too much about it.
Exactly. And also, to go with the reshoot, sorry, because you mentioned before about the trailer, there have been things going out this week saying that the trailer might be later this week, which only gives us tomorrow. Right?
Let's just make sure it doesn't pop up now.
So it could be tomorrow or at the weekend. Can you imagine if it came up now? We could talk about like an exclusive live on air.
That'd be amazing. I'd really love to do an extra long podcast on that. I'd love that.
I bet you would. There you go. It's up.
Is it?
No, it's not.
Oh.
But No, they're saying that the trailer's coming soon, so I'd expect it to come in the next sort of week or two, maybe.
Yeah.
The Last Jedi's out. It's still out in cinema. It's still doing very well. So yeah, it could come out this week, or maybe it's going to come out February. Who knows? But I'm not too worried about that. They've been pretty good with their marketing with Star Wars, I think, generally so far. And now you're getting those little bits of info coming out, So
I still think as soon as I see a trailer, I'll be on board. I just need to see a trailer.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, all right, let's go on to the thing with the toys then. So they leaked a whole bunch of Lego toys. So
they're very careless, aren't they, in Lego Land?
Yeah. Do these things get leaked, or do they purposefully get leaked? I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to go through a few of them. So obviously we see Daenerys' character. So
she's got a name.
Kira, right? Qira. Do you remember when they were working on the Force Awakens? The original name for Rey was Kira. It's Kira, but I reckon that they just reused the name. And then you've got like a Han Solo, and he looks like he's got some snow on his legs, and he's got like a white jacket.
Or Dandra.
Yeah, well, because Kira's got that as well, and she's wearing like a grey jacket.
Maybe Wookiee's got, Chewie's got some kind of hairy issue.
Maybe. But then you see a Corellian hound as well. So I guess we're going to go to Corellia, and we'll see Corellian hounds.
I hope they're as fun as the animal things in The Last Jedi.
They actually look quite mean. They've got like big fangs, like tusks coming out of the bottom of their face. And then they've got another set with figures, and you've got Kira there. This time she's wearing like a beige jacket and black trousers. And then you've got Han Solo, and he's wearing that brown jacket that was on that picture that was released.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got Lando wearing the yellow, same as he was on that picture. And then you've got Chewie. And Chewie's bandolier is different. It comes down to one side and across the other shoulder. I don't see why all of a sudden Chewie's changing all his gear. And he doesn't have a bowcaster, he's just got a rifle. So maybe we're going to see, like, they're going to force us to see how he gets his bowcaster.
How he makes his bowcaster out of the rifle.
And maybe one of the straps on his bandolier will fall off. And we'll see that happen. We get to see a couple of other droids as well. There's like a R5 type unit, but it's got like two legs coming out the bottom of it. And there's a red droid with like one eye in the centre of his face. And then, as you said, there was the Millennium Falcon, where the front of it is one piece.
Filled in.
Yeah. And, okay, so, I mean, it sounds like we're going to see the Kessel Run and, we're going to see Han win the Falcon from Lando. And then, he says in New Hope, I made a lot of special modifications myself. So maybe
it's got different guns, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's got different guns. It's just got one cannon there on the front. The landing gears are in a slightly different place. So maybe, he edited the Falcon a little bit and made it look like the one that we know.
The only thing I would say on that is, I don't know how exactly what the time scale is going to be between this film and A New Hope.
It can't be that far, right?
But it can't be that far. I mean, 10 years, maybe, max.
Yeah.
And so, going from what the picture I've seen to the status in A New Hope, he's knackered that. Well, it's like me driving.
Let's say it's 10 years, right? And he wins this right at the beginning of the movie. As an example. Maybe he drops it off at some wicked garage in space and just pays a lot of money for them to change the shape of it.
But not even that. It just looks so much more knackered, doesn't it? I mean, he wouldn't get very good insurance, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, after he takes it out of the garage and it's all shiny and everything, maybe he just flies it through an asteroid field and it gets all busted up.
Chewie has to learn how to drive in it.
Maybe, yeah. Exactly. They stick an L plate on the back of it and they go out, right? But, I mean, I do kind of like how it looks. The only thing is, like, things like this to me are, oh, look, we can sell new toys. And this feels forced to me. Now, maybe they do a good job in the movie explaining it all. That's what I hope.
The whole bloody film is a forced idea. It's just stupid. None of it is necessary.
I know. But I'm trying to like sort of help them out here, but maybe they'll explain how this happens. I do like that the Lego boxes, by the way. I don't know if you remember that Disney said that picture that was released was nothing to do with them, and then they did come back, oh, well, it is, but, well, on the boxes, the Lego boxes, they have that picture, yeah.
All right, brilliant.
Yeah.
Well done, Disney.
And then we get to see a few other characters. We get to see like some Death Star troopers. You got an officer, and you got like a new type of stormtrooper, which looks quite cool. It's got some black bits.
We need different types of stormtroopers.
You know what? Right? I looked down. I was like, you bastards, because this means that this is still original trilogy era. So now I've got to go and buy more Black Series figures. I'm like, come on, man! I'm trying to end that collection now. So anyway, we see one of these new troopers is called a Mimban Stormtrooper, and this one is white. Now, this is where we're getting into your comic books, which I'm not sure that I like this very much. So he's white with a cape, right? I'm like, come on, man, when do Stormtroopers wear capes? And he looks like he's got some kind of grey camo on the front of his helmet.
Phasma wears a cape.
Yeah, right. So this is Mimban Trooper, looks like that. And then you've got Han Solo, and he's dressed in the officer battle gear, like the AT-AT pilot. So
I love those costumes.
So you've got Han Solo dressed like that, but he also has a cape. So lovely. Cape seems to be the new thing. And then you've got,
and Krennic had a cape.
And Krennic had a cape. And then you've got Woody Harrelson's character, Tobias Beckett, and he's dressed as an officer, but with his shirt undone and like a bit rough. And I'm like, okay, so he doesn't even try.
Sexy.
Well, he doesn't even try to like dress up properly, yeah. And what else did they have? They had you get to see a couple of new characters. So these look like they could be bounty hunters or something. One's called Moloch. He looks quite cool, but he's wearing a dress.
Like in The Watchmen.
Yeah, he's wearing a dress. This one. And he's got quite a cool
in a dress. Fancy.
And then you've got another guy. He's got a whip, and he's got like a headpiece that looks kind of like the Rancor Keeper, and he's dressed in grey, and he's called Rebolt. Now, to me, that sounds like a Transformer, right? That don't sound like a Star Wars character. Yeah. So I'm not too sure about that one. And they did have the name of the other type of stormtrooper, but I've obviously missed it. But yeah, there's a few new things. Have you seen all these images? Have you looked at them?
I haven't.
Okay. Well,
I've seen a few of the Lego figures, but I can't be bothered to look at it because I don't really care about Lego.
Well, I don't really care about Lego either, but the reason I've just sent you a link to it, by the way. The reason that I looked at these was just to get an idea of what the characters look like. So there is actually another type of stormtrooper. They've named it, but I can't find the name of it.
Cool. Yeah, that helmet's good. So what's her name? Kiora. I
don't think our American listeners would know what that is.
Why not? It's too orangey for crows. It's too orangey for.
It is too orangey for crows. I don't think they get Kiora over there, dude.
I've got some stupid video popped up. Go away, crap video.
You should use an ad blocker.
Is there only one image?
No. If you go scroll to the bottom and then go show all on one page, it'll show them there. Oh, there's also another character which is a range trooper, right? And so this stormtrooper has a helmet which looks like the tank drivers in Rogue One.
Oh yeah.
His helmet looks like that, and then he's got like some shoulder pads. He looks a bit bulkier. And then on his lower half, the snow troopers have that sort of half skirt around the back of their trousers. He's got that and a big gun. So so we get to see a range trooper.
Who's the red fella?
The red one's Kessel Operation Droid. Yeah, so
I like the Falcon. The Falcon looks alright. I like the colours.
I like the colours. I do like the colours. Yeah, for sure. They don't really give us names for the stormtroopers with the black bits on them. I guess they're just a different form of stormtrooper.
They look like the stormtrooper on the front of their box. He looks like he's got a beard.
The ones with the black bits on their helmet?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just because they've got the black thing around.
They're hipster troopers.
Yeah. Oh, that's what they're called. Yeah, hipster troopers.
Hipster troopers.
So
yeah, we do like beards. It's a little weird.
So there you go. So that's the new
TIE
new
Fighter's
section of
back.
Wars.
That's good.
Yeah, I'd expect there to be a lot of stuff that we've seen before.
I
See, the
do
thing with these films is like they try and force new types of troopers in, which is fine. The way they did it in Rogue One was fine because you went to Scarif, right? And so you saw Scarif troopers on Scarif, and Krennic was part of the security bureau, so he had the Death Troopers with him. But other than that, you saw normal Stormtroopers. So I hope they don't just keep on like shoveling new ones on top of new ones. It's like, you can use ones that we've seen before. That's still okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's it for Around the Rim.
Han Solo's hair is very big in this Lego.
Whose?
Han Solo's big hair.
Well, it was the 70s.
Yeah.
So that was a good 20 minutes on Around the Rim. So
well done.
Yeah, there you go.
Also, if you're really into Easter eggs and background of your Star Wars, then I suggest checking out the recent video on the Star Wars show feed with the half an hour with the story group and my favourite when they talk about all the Easter eggs and background bits from Last Jedi. It's quite good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, New Rockstars did one of those as well. That's quite good.
Yeah. But this is actually the story group talking about it.
Yeah, so what other sections do we have to talk about?
We've got Colin's Comic Corner.
Hit it.
Obviously, the viewers can't see this, but my little video thing I'm doing to Jay, I've got a red thing behind me, and it makes me look like Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy, I think.
It does, but you've got a blue one there, so as when I'm looking, it looks like you've got rabbit ears.
Yeah. I like it. It's a good look.
Yeah. Maybe you should get one put in.
Yeah. All right, should we talk about comics?
Go for it.
Well, Jay, you will not believe how many comics I read over Christmas.
I don't believe it.
And you won't believe how many comics I've forgotten since I read them at Christmas.
I don't believe it.
Yeah. So I'm just going to give you a very quick overview of the titles I've read. I won't go into individual issues.
Okay.
So starting off with Star Wars, the main title, I've read issues 34 so I obviously missed a few. I don't know what had gone on in my life, but I read 34. That was a standalone issue just about Lando and what's her name? The one that was Sana, Han Solo's potential wife. That was a nice one and done story, really good, done by Jason Aaron again and Salvador the Rock. Very good. It was all narrated via her, and it was just a really good little episode. And then I obviously missed a couple of issues, but I got back into it, and it was the issue. Oh, come on, issue 38, which was Kieran Gillen's run. All the way through to issue 40.
Okay.
And they are all set on Jeddah. And they are set. It's called The Ashes of Jeddah is the story. And it is Leia and Luke and Han and Sana. They're looking for a new base of operation. So they go to Jeddah. And there's also there's some really cool bits in it. That Salvador the Rock is staying on as the artist for Kieran Gillen. There's really cool shots in it. The art in it is, as always, with Salvador the Rock, brilliant. It captures them really well. They're basically working with the disciples of the Wheels and some of what's his face. Oh God! What they call Matey Boy from Rogue One?
Oh, the Church of Wills.
No, the other ones. The nutter one. What's his name?
Oh, Saul Guerrera.
Saul Guerrera. His old crew.
Right.
So some of them had survived, like Two Tubes, whatever his name is, who's in it. And
Is this the comic? Is there one of these comics that just has two tubes on the front?
yeah, one of them, yeah.
Because I saw one that said that his twin brother got killed, just like because they couldn't be asked to write about two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also they introduce, well, not introduced. There's this female character who is, who is she? What's her name? Queen Trios of the Shootorn. And that's one, in an earlier issues, Vader basically schooled her and made her work for the Empire.
Right.
And she's hanging around with this new inspector, Commander Kanchar. And he's like an old man with an eye patch, like Imperial officer, a big butch one. And he's got a bald head and a goatee, and he's got a robot arm. And he thinks he's super cool, and he's a badass, and he killed someone.
Is he super cool?
Huh?
Is he super cool?
I don't know. I'm still out on that. But basically, they're being set up as the new baddies.
Right.
Okay. The new baddies for this storyline, and probably ongoing, I would say. Probably for Kieran Gillen's run, I would imagine. And Two Tubes is in this, and it's all right. You know, the stories are okay. It's okay. I mean, I'm not overexcited about being on Jeddah. Because, to be honest, Saul Guerrero's little gang and that, I'd do my head in.
I quite like Jeddah as a place on in the movie. You know, there's a lot going on and stuff.
And so where they are, so basically Jeddah is basically dying now after it's been attacked, and so it's all falling apart. And so even though it was only the city that was shot, the planet is basically on its last knees, and people are doing it. Saul Guerrero's partisans are hanging around with them, and there's also some woman that was left them to join the rebellion, and she's gone back now. I don't know. And so where I got to was that Luke has been hanging around with these guys, and he's been a little bit influenced by them and going a little bit dark. And this General Kanchar of the Empire has dropped an orbital drill into the planet to try and get the last of the kyber crystals out, and so Luke leads the charge. He's sort of taking like a bit of a steer from these partisans, and being a bit naughty and a bit more naughty Luke, a bit tempting dark side-ish sort of stuff. But there's also like a bit of a flashback to with Leia, and thinking about when Bail asked her to go on the mission, that led to Rogue One. And there's this big force monster thing, and there's this weirdo guy that is sort of he's hanging around with, and he's leading down the wrong thing. And then the big cliffhanger are these two fellas. I don't know who they are, but I recognise them. Let me show you. Do you recognise those guys?
Yeah, I do.
I think they're from either Clone Wars or Rebels or something like that. So they're something to do with the Force, aren't they? So I think that's where I got to anyway. I'm probably still an issue or two behind. So it's quite good anyway. I liked it.
Cool.
I also had Star Wars Annual 3. I didn't read it. It's boring. I didn't like the art. So I just didn't bother reading it. So don't bother with that.
I won't.
Dr. Aphra. I've read issues 11 through to 14.
How are you liking that? But you were really liking that. Is it still one that you're enjoying? Yeah,
I liked it. So basically, in this storyline, Aphra was betrayed by BT in 000. Surprise, surprise. And now basically she works for them.
Right. Okay.
So he's now got the upper hand. And also you get a bit more, you go back to that, what was her name, Torvin or something, that cybernetic woman.
The woman with the long neck.
Yeah, with a funny neck. And basically, Aphra leads a little raid on the station that this woman's based at, and obviously she's been demoted and having a lot of moan. And then Aphra has a bit of a flirt with her because obviously Aphra's a lesbian, because why wouldn't she be? You know, she's a female character. It's not a trope at all. And yeah, it's good. You know, the art's great, the story's good. But really, that's it. Really, she had a bit of a flirt with Thingy, and now basically the big reveal is that she's working for 000 now. And the end of it was, oh, okay, Master, and he's got a hand on her shoulder. So things aren't so good for Aphra.
No, I'll tell you what. When I watched The Last Jedi, that at the beginning, Paige, you know, Rose's sister, when I first saw her, she's got that flight cap on, and I was like, God, she'd be a good Aphra, wouldn't she?
She would be a good Aphra.
It's too late now, but she would have been.
So I would say those two comics are okay, they're good, but not blowing my mind.
Right.
But let me tell you what is blowing my mind.
What's blowing your mind?
Darth Vader.
Ah, you've liked this right from the beginning.
Bloody brilliant. So this relaunch of the series has been excellent. Charles Soule's the writer. Giuseppe Camicoli, I think, is the pencil. And obviously, you know, we've talked about this story. I've read since Christmas issues 5 through to 9. And when we last left it, he had that fight with that grey Jedi and all that stuff, and proving himself and all that malarkey. Anyway, so in these 5 issues, it's really good. It is really good. I don't really want to ruin it for people, but basically,
just give us a brief, without spoilers.
There's one episode when the first issue 5 is very much about him imagining he gets the crystal and he's trying to bleed it, and it turns out how he bleeds it. And he has to focus his hate, his anger, and he has these sort of like forced trips where he imagines going back to the Emperor and trying to kill him, and that's really cool. And what would happen if he killed him? And then there's another one when he confronts Obi Wan, and then he gets all eggy, and then you see how he acts, and he thinks about Padme, and he goes back to the Emperor after getting the thing, and he just proves himself and goes, Master, and he shows him his red lightsaber like a penis. Wicked, really good. And then issue 6 through to 9 introduces, and this is what I'm really enjoying this, what they called, looking for the name real quickly. What are the guys called? The ones from Rebels, the sort of Sith-like type people.
Oh yeah, the even like the Seventh Son and all that.
Infiltrators kind of or something like that. Intruders, no. What were they called? Inspectors, something like that, weren't they? No,
but because you keep saying words, I can't think of the word. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Anyway, those guys. So basically, the Emperor introduces Vader to this guy, and he is one of the main guys of these. He's the one in charge of them, and he sets him up because he's really bitter because he was a Jedi. He's the one with a stripy face, and he wanted to learn about all the Jedi archives on the Jedi Temple, and he's got a real beef with that. You know, the Jedi Inquisitors, that's the one. and you know that Jedi woman who was in charge of the library that Obi-Wan goes to see when he's looking for the missing planet. So he's got real beef with her because she wouldn't let him read anything and that kind of stuff. And so basically Vader's been put in charge of them and training them, and and so they're all in it in the end.
Jocasta Nu.
Huh?
Jocasta Nu.
Yeah.
That's her.
Yeah, those ones. Yeah. And then the next issue flicks to her and what she's up to. And the Emperor's basically sent Vader to go get her.
Right.
Because he's obviously a bit threatened by her because she obviously knows stuff. And basically she's got a hidden room in the Jedi Temple that she wants to get to. And she has to fight that Inquisitor, and it's all quite good. Very good, very good. It's just really good. What's next? I can't tell what's next because it's just fast forwarded. So just skip to the end. Where am I? Oh yeah, Vader confronts. Yeah, it's just a really good story of her in it on the Jedi Temple. She's sneaking in, trying to get the thing. You've got the Inquisitors. It's just bloody brilliant. And what I guess the best thing about this story is it's set in a completely different time zone than what we're reading elsewhere. So I'm really, really enjoying this.
Cool.
And then the next comic series I'm going to talk to you about is Poe Dameron. And guess what? I'm bloody enjoying this as well.
Well, you were liking this one before as well, though, weren't you?
Yeah. And shall I tell you what I've realised the common denominator is? It's written by the same bloke, isn't it? Charles Soule.
Ah, cool.
So I think Charles Soule is the best comic writer in Star Wars. That's my view at the moment. I think his comics are ones I've enjoyed the most.
He's got it, hasn't he?
He's got it, man. He's doing a bloody good job. And Angel Unzeta is his artist. And so let me just remember what's happening here. Oh, yeah. So this is continuing the story. Obviously, that Odie bloke, Odie Mover, is the Black Squadron's former technician bloke, and he betrayed them. And it was because that Terex bloke had his wife as a slave. And so in the end, he rescued her, but then had to betray the Black Squadron, but really didn't. And then Andre Terex then got demoted and got his brain lobotomized. Do you remember all that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're picking up on that. And there's the first issue. I'm reading issue 18 through to 21 here. The first issue is one all about a journalist that half of Black Squadron's with and half go on a fight. And it's a bit of again, it's a good story. I won't get into it, but it's a good story. And then the next issue goes into... I'm really good at reviewing comics, I've decided.
You are one of the best in the business.
I reckon people can learn from me. Then the next issue carries that on a bit more. Poe's still looking for Odie. And there's that female Butch Imperial that's in charge of Terex. And there's been a couple of things now where Terex looks like he might be breaking the programming a little bit. And he's interrogating Odie because they caught him. But there's a bit where it seems like Terex has let him go. So we're still not sure there. And then issue 20 is... Maybe I should actually write notes in the future.
Maybe. Might help.
Oh, yeah, this is more linked now to Law Santeca.
Okay.
And really getting now on with, Poe trying to find this fella. And there's a nice little story. Law is gone to... Oh, yeah, this is good, actually. Law's gone to some place. It's like a real known for being a sort of super safe vault type place. And he's got kidnapped somehow. And then Leia and Poe go to that place, and Leia pretends to want to put something in there, some artifacts from Alderaan. But she, obviously, old Leia, but she's all dressed up, and she's got like a really nice, like, Alderaan-y type costume on, and playing a bit of a spy here, and it's a way to get them into the vault kind of thing.
Okay.
And the art's really good, and the story's good, and it's just fun. It's a fun story.
Cool.
It's fun, and there's a lady in it. There's a subplot about one of Black Squadron women, lady, flyer, pilot, who has got a really bad reputation with all the droids because she keeps getting her droids killed, and none of them will fly with her. And BB-8 seems to have a girlfriend. It's like I'll show you it. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. It's like a turquoise R2 unit.
Yeah, that looks cool.
So yeah, it's all really good. Really liking that.
Cool.
Right, next I've got two more, but I'll be honest with you. The next one is Star Wars Jedi of the Republic Mace Windu. I didn't like it. I didn't bother reading it.
Okay.
I just skimmed through it. I had them all, but I couldn't be asked to read it. I just flicked through it. And it's boring. It's just a Clone Wars story.
Ugh.
No
one needs those.
There's nothing new to it. I didn't really. There was a little bit of background of Mace Windu in it, of his backstory, just a little bit, but nothing really revelational. And so I just found it particularly boring. The highlight on it was Dennis Cowan's art, obviously a classic artist. Nice to see him doing some stuff. I loved his stuff back in the 90s and late 80s. He'd done some brilliant Batman stuff, and he'd done some of the Milestone comics. But apart from that, nothing to get excited about. And then the last thing I'll tell you about is Star Wars: The Last Jedi: Storms of Crate.
What's this?
One shot by Ben Acker and Ben Blacker.
Before you go into it, does it by any chance give an answer to a question that I've had about The Last Jedi that I haven't seen anyone put any answer to that?
Ask me the question, Jay, and I'll see if I can answer.
Where the hell's Snap Wexley?
No, it doesn't.
Because he wasn't there, and there's only a few people left, and I don't think he died at the end of The Force Awakens.
Maybe we just didn't see him die.
So he's died off screen.
Yeah, maybe. He could have died in that. He could have been on one of the bombers.
That's a bit lame.
Well,
considering they put him in books and then all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, you never know. We might find in a future story that he's been off on a secret mission.
Maybe.
Or maybe he's so fat he can get off the planet there, or the Qual, what it was called.
His ship wouldn't take off.
Yeah. Don't know. Yeah, it's a weird one. He did survive the end of Force Awakens, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. So I was just like, oh, there's no Stats Wexley in this.
He wasn't on the cuddle scene at the end of Last Jedi either, was he? Spoilers.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, well.
I was just expecting to see Greg Grunberg be in it, you know. Okay,
so,
anyway, continue.
So anyway, this story is actually a one-off, as I said. It's written by Ben Acker and Ben Blacker. I don't know what's going on with our names there. I don't know if
they work together because their names are similar.
Yeah, they just became friends. And the artist is Mike Matthew. And I would say the one thing is I put some few pictures up when I read it. The art is phenomenal.
Yeah.
This guy is amazing. I think he's done lots of other stuff. But, oh my God, he really... he's captured the look of these characters. I mean, you can see roughly where he's got the referencing from. But, like, the first page is like a shot of the Falcon and a load of X-Wings with TIE fighters chasing them. But it's like head-on perspective. It's just amazing. It's brilliant. So the art, bloody fantastic. Story, okay.
Right.
How I'd give it. So basically, it's them on the run. They're looking for a new base. Obviously, this is directly after, again, between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. They're looking for a new base. They're flying around. There's a few bits, and Mon Mothma talks about Crate. Leia's got an idea because she knows some bloke that used to know her dad. And he's got like a mining operation there, so she's thinking that might be worth going to see. So just a small group of them go, and they take a load of stuff with them apparently, and they go and meet this bloke, and he seems a bit dodge, and they're flying around and there's little skier things, and Luke's there, and they start getting a bit more information about these sandstorm things. That's the reason why no one's there anymore, actually, and it's too dangerous to be there. Wedge is in this, and Wedge has got big hair. It's like a tramp. And there's these little creatures. And then those favourite Stormtrooper squadron of yours, the Scar troopers,
God, I hate those.
come and attack them.
Stupid.
And also this bloke is being dodgy as well. He's basically sold them out. And so basically, this story is They find a planet. They have dinner with this bloke. He sells them out. Scar Squadron come along. They have a scrap, and then they also find out that the planet is probably not that safe to be on anyway because it's got these horrible sandstorms that killed everybody previously. And so therefore they have a big fight. The stormtrooper with the lightsabers fights Luke. Wedge has a fight and has a bit of a strop. Han shoots a few people. Leia looks cool, and then they just fly off, and they realise that Crate's not the best place.
And then it's just there for later.
Yeah, but what's crazy to me is they were there. I mean, it doesn't say exactly how long they were there, but they weren't there for long. It certainly wasn't the whole rebellion. It was just like a little group of them. So why did they build all of those turrets?
In case.
Because they didn't even turn it into a base. They didn't move in.
It was in case.
So unless they go back to
a movie.
Yeah, but unless they go back to it in a future story, which I'm assuming they must do, because they can't have set all that up in that space.
It's a bit of a waste of resources.
Yeah. Why would you take all that with you just on the off chance? Do you know what I mean?
It was in case there's going to be a movie where they'd need it.
Yeah. So, again, it's alright reading it, but bit of a waste of time, really. The art was brilliant, but we worked behind us for the art. That's my comic roundup, right?
Cool.
Jane.
Awesome. So
sorry, it wasn't very professional, I'm afraid. To be honest, it was so long ago, I've forgotten what's happening. But all I can say is read Darth Vader. Bloody brilliant.
Cool, so that's the one that you'd recommend. If anyone was going to pick up one title, go for Vader.
Darth Vader. And the volume before, the Jason Aaron... That was brilliant as well.
Yeah.
So, no, it wasn't. It was all Kieran Gillen, wasn't it? Was it?
So basically, if
Kieran
someone wants to
Gillen
know which Star Wars comic, if they could only buy one, the one you'd
Darth
take to get
Vader.
is Vader.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. Well, have you got anything else to add this week? Because I think that we should probably round ourselves up.
Well, I just got to talk about Battlefront very quickly.
Oh, go on then.
I'm still enjoying it. I'm loving it. I've been playing the Last Jedi challenges and all that kind of thing. I've completed near enough all of them, apart from the Space Fighter mode version ones, because I just don't have a chance to play that one. I haven't got very good at it.
Right.
My favourite mode now is Heroes and Villains. I bloody love it.
Okay.
It's so fun. I've unlocked all of the characters now. And I just love it. I love playing Darth Vader and Chewbacca.
So you must be getting good at it now.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's my top tip, guys. If you want to move up the old scoreboard and earn your points, Heroes and Villains is the way to do it, because you earn loads of battle points playing that. Like on a normal game, I earn about 14,000, but
wow.
on a Galactic Assault, I earn about 4,000.
Right.
So
yeah, it's a big difference.
Big difference, and it's super fun. So my two favourite characters players, Darth Vader on the dark side, and Chewbacca as the light side.
Chewie, so not even a Force user.
No, I love playing Chewie. He's got a wicked bowcaster, and you can stand off back and shoot him. And I literally went up against a really powerful Darth Vader and beat him. He was trying to kill me, and I just kept shooting him, and I beat him.
Even Vader wasn't powerful enough to avoid the bowcaster shots.
Yeah. Anyway, So enjoying that anyway. So it's still good, and I think there's rumours of what they're going to do for the second DLC soon. So
will that be a single player one or multiplayer?
I think I'll do both again. So
I'll probably switch it back on for the single player one.
Yeah, because the last one, Resurrection update. Did play into Last Jedi, didn't it? That's how they got the semantics for the Dreadnought. That's how you see Luke's compass in the original bit.
I enjoyed that. I liked the single player campaign they did. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But then after that, I haven't played it since. I've been playing The Witcher 3. So
good.
Yeah, I'll wait for another single player campaign. Right, cool. Okay, so I think that'll do it for us this week then.
Good to be back, Jay.
Yeah, first one of the year. And so, just so everyone can find us on the internet, we are on Facebook at Star Wars Conversations. We're also on Twitter at Star Wars Convo, or you can use the hashtag Star Wars Convo. You can find Colin on Twitter at
Captain Colin.
And you can find me at Eagle Eye 1933. We're everywhere on the internet for any podcast sites. So on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, just any of them. If you look for Star Wars Convo, Star Wars Conversations, or anything like that, you should be able to find us. And there's a new podcast that's just joined the Taylor Network of podcasts, isn't there, Colin?
There is. So obviously, first of all, get on with Taylor Podcast Network. We are our Star Wars Conversations is part of that. So if you'll probably listen to us on that, to be honest. And so on the Taylor Network podcast, they have a wealth of millions of different podcasts, all with a geeky flavour. Some of my favourites happen to be Go Trek Yourself, which is all about Star Trek, and now that Star Trek Discovery is back. So
we were on that recently, weren't we?
We were on that. So we were on that last week. So if you picked up our feed, or you're listening to Taylor Network, or even that thing, that was a real great episode. We loved being on the show, real good fun. So if you haven't checked it out, either go to Go Trek Yourself or Taylor Network, or you can listen to last week's thing that we put up. So that was great. You've got Nothing's On, you've got Culture Trapping, you've got all the great things, Gotham by Geek. But there, as Jay said, there's also a new Doctor Who podcast, which is super fun. It's called Time and Relative Discussions in Space, or TARDIS podcast. And it's got Daryl on it as a companion. It's got a guy called Paul, who's a good friend of mine, as a companion, and it's got a weirdy beardy cardboard wearing Gallifreyan Time Lord hosting it called the Captain. So make sure you check it out because it's good fun.
Excellent.
And that's at TARDIS Podcast.
And what day does that normally go out, or is there not a set date yet?
Who knows yet? And it's probably it's probably going to be only twice a month until the new season comes out.
Right, cool. So. Awesome. Right, so that'll do it for us. Thank you for joining us, and until next time.
Punch it, Chewie!
May the Force be with you.